Hello everyone. I'm just waiting for the stream to kick in. It's just kicked in. Right. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to go through some of the comments I've received on my last couple of John videos. Then I'm going to go through some of the stuff I've since found out and what I've researched and things like that. Now, I did receive some information correcting the China thing. Now, what by that I mean that just because a product is made in China doesn't mean that it is tested on animals. Only products sold in China are tested on animals, which seems to be true. I'm going to refer back to my notes on this one. Right. However, without us knowing the origin company or for the cosmetics, we cannot know for certain whether or not that is true. Whether or not it is true that they haven't been tested on animals. And that sort of worries me a little, because people like to know what they're putting in their bodies, and if something has been tested on animals, especially if they're vegan or vegetarian, and without giving us at least some information on the source company, he's stopping people from having that connection and actually knowing whether or not that particular company tests on animals. So there we go. There is a possibility that they aren't tested on animals, but we can't know for sure. Right. There is also the factor of the ingredients. Now, when it comes to talc, there are still the issues. The issues still exist, and that is one of the reasons why a lot of companies have gone talc free. Talc comes in two different forms. It's the one that contains asbestos and the one that doesn't. The one that contains asbestos obviously does cause cancer, because that's what it does, and that's the nature of asbestos, unfortunately. The talc that doesn't contain asbestos, the jury's still out on that. As for the other chemical, one form of it is potentially problematic, but that isn't in his cosmetics. He uses slightly different, which is the cross polymer form of the chemical, and automatically, because it has the same wording, everybody thinks, oh crap, it's the same thing. And the research I've seen, or what I've been able to see without having a university access, means that the chemicals are still being queried, both the normal type and the cross polymer. However, we may not know the type soon, but it, like I say, because it does, and I'm going to try and say the words, methyl acrylic cross polymer. Because of the methyl acrylic bit, that is the one that's potentially dangerous in nail products. However, we're not sure if it is potentially dangerous in cosmetic products, but some countries are trying to ban it. John does use the cross polymer form of that chemical, but again, like I said, as with the talc, the jury's still out and it is still being tested. Right. Sorry, I have a document with various bits of information on that I am sort of referring back to. Another piece of feedback I was getting was John's liking for lawsuits, and this again is true. However, when it comes to things like this, although he says that he will sue, I will actually explain what I mean in a moment. I don't think he will. As everybody knows, he's threatened to sue Margot. Now, Margot has, she isn't afraid of him. A lot of us aren't. Unfortunately, we just know. Now, whether he'll sue Margot or not, I sincerely doubt. And there's a reason. What he's accusing Margot of doing, which is slandering him and his business, and slandering, contacting his family. If she has contacted his family, then that's pretty bad. But without him showing receipts, I'm not going to believe that she's done that, because she knows about what not to do, and that's a no-no. She's just contacted the venue. That's all she's done, and he's got pissed because of that. He's saying that he's pissed because she's slandering the brand, and that it's not just his hard work, that it's other people's hard work, and it's other people's jobs, etc., so on and so forth, that are at risk. He doesn't think about that when he says things about Beverly Hills Cosmetic, when he looks at collaborations that Jaclyn Hill or Nika Tutorials do, or any other company that he slanders, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, any of them. When he starts going on about things that he has no proof are true. Perfect example. Jeffree Star. Most of you are probably aware, because most of you probably know who John is. And within his brand, he has this thing where he hates Jeffree Star. And he and a few others clubbed together and were working on hit pieces relating to Jeffree Star. Now, he gave a couple of people a tweet that was supposedly from Jeffree Star and said, "Why don't you run this story?" Turns out that the tweet was fake and that John photoshopped it. So if we're going to talk about people suing people for slander and all that, then John could be liable for a litany of lawsuits from a wide variety of people on YouTube, including Peter Mon, including Margot, and including so many others. Jeffree Star, Manny MUA, all many. The ones that he talks about every day on his channel, and he calls them every name under the sun and calls them all sorts. So, now I'm going to go through the rest of my document point by point, and where I need to, I will share with you the screen so you can see what I'm looking at, because I do have receipts for some of this. Right. Bad swatches. Now we are going to jump over to so you should be able to see what I see now. Right. So here's a little document I've been putting together with some of the information on. Now, these are John's swatches of the items and of the brands. These are the up-close swatches of the actual items. Now, these swatches are from a distance. This is the part of the video that it's taken from. And then obviously I've just zoomed in to get this. Pictures aren't extra clear, but the swatches appear to be really, really nice and really good, and really, really clear. These are the swatches of the actual items, and they are patchy as all hell. The purple is absolutely atrocious, and you can see the clumps, you can see the glitter, you can see the talc in it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But there's clumps in various parts of this particular thing. And then the lass who did this actually had an allergic reaction. So, which could be caused by the two chemicals I already talked about, the talc and the other one, or it could be caused by different chemicals. Now, this is the chemical makeup of the lip lining. So I do have a tweet. Just 1 second. Tweet of the. Come on. So this is the contents of the lip liner. And you've got mica, titanium. All of that is normal. Most of the normal stuff. Obviously, with the exception of the methyl, which I don't think is in all of them, but I could be wrong. I can't see it on this one per se, but I can see it. I have seen it on the caption that some other people have found of where he's shown it on his Snapchat. Now, this is. I will take that one off. Yep, and there we go. Right, now you can see what I can see. And this is the ingredients list for the pigments. The first ingredient is talc, so that's it's in its highest quantities. And I'll get right to that's important in a minute. And then obviously most of the others are relatively standard, relatively normal for makeup lines. Now, talc is a non-carcinogenic, and it is problematic. Now, with it being in the first ingredient in the list, that means it is the predominant ingredient. Also, that is what is giving a lot of the patchiness, because the talc, it's not blendable, it just sits on the surface. It's not absorbable in any way, hence why a lot of people have stopped using it. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why it's causing what's causing the lack of blendability. And I think it's also one of the causes for the fact that people are finding it hard to blend and hard to work with. So there you go. And the burr is the thing that off the swatches alone, it looks cheap, and it looks like it should cost a lot less than $15 for 3 full pants. So, well, you can probably get something that's cheaper that works a lot better. Now, customer service, and I do have receipts for this, and what I can show you I will show you, and what I can't show you I will pop in the description when this goes live as a video. Now, go back to sharing this because I'm about to go onto Twitter again. Alright, people are emailing customer services and they are getting back worrying information, and also they're getting a lot of typos. This is one of them. Here's the information. Here is there any information that you have purchased, even if it's a rank transaction? We don't have your name or email in our shop records at all. Also, when people have contacted customer service, there has been an spike in their spam emails. which obviously worries quite a few people. It would worry me too. Very much so, in fact. Now, the spelling mistakes are horrible, and people would normally check an email address or an email before they send it. It's normal. I used to do it all the time when I worked in admin. Several people have had their credit cards or bank cards or their PayPal that they used to purchase the items have been hacked and money has been stolen. There's one young lady that's had 3,000 stolen, and her name is Daniela. There is also a lady, I have the video in my John Kuckian playlist, which is already linked in the iCard, and she was charged 5 times for the eyeshadows. And Daniela, the lady who actually did the swatches, who had the allergic reaction, after she did the review video, that's when she got the her PayPal account was hacked, and the $3,000 was stolen from her PayPal, which is absolutely horrendous. Now, she's saying she can't prove that it is John, but it's just very weird how that's the way she paid for the items, and that's what has got her hacked. And it was after that, and after she'd done the video. Obviously, like I say, it is alleged, it is only speculation, and Daniela will be the first person to say that. And she's pretty verbal online about the fact that the items are bad, the items are horrid, and the fact that these people are trying their best to So here, this is the bit where she says, "It's all Kuckian. I made a better review about some shitty cosmetics. Somebody conveniently hacked my bank account, the same one I used for the cosmetics. And stole, sorry, it was through a PayPal account that they stole the money, and stole 3,000 using some PayPal account. I can't prove it was Jonathan, but can't prove anything, but John Kuckian is shady 100%. And he's not the only one that's had information hacked, and I think there has been a few complaints lodged about it of people that have bought the items and then their accounts have been hacked. Now, let's have a look. We also have this comment. Luke. This is the girl that was charged 5 times the price for the eyeshadow she bought, still had no refund. Off to a good start. I think she has since had a refund for 4 of the 5 items. She's received the one that she ordered, has been refunded the other 4. But the fact that she was overcharged to begin with is horrid. Like I said, her video is down in the playlist in the iCard, which has a litany of John videos down there. Right. Also, you can only return the item 14 days after purchasing. However, the items aren't received until later on the following month. And you can only return the item if it's unopened. Also, in this country, the returned items go to a PO box in Newcastle, as opposed to the company address, which is what you would assume it will go to, which is down in London. And considering he's supposed to be back up at university in Newcastle, why is the company registered in London? That's just me. Some people are still waiting for deliveries, but they've had no messages to say that it's been dispatched or it's on its way. Some people have. Some people have received their items. They love it. And a lot of people are saying, we haven't received it, we haven't received any confirmation, but the money's been taken from our account, what's going on? And whenever they ask questions, nothing. And I will show you the tweet to prove it. Has anyone seen anyone post anything about receiving Kuckian cosmetic confirmations? And then this is a retweet that somebody shared. Here's World Heritage Doggish at John Kuckian Cosmetics and how they were never going to receive the item. Fastest shipping ever, so excited. Then they received verification, blah blah blah. By the way, it wasn't me who wrote it, I just screenshotted it. Thank you, love, you're welcome. No, I'm assuming they are dog shitting old nuggets in the kitchen cosmetics. Order confirmation should be happening all at the same time. No, the two people I know who ordered them has not gotten anything, and when they contacted customer services, no one picked up the phone. We've got a better chance of a Bigfoot joining one of the Housewife franchises on Bravo. And like I say, John's not said anything about any of this at all. And he's completely silent on most of this. So that's customer service. The customer service seems to be the worst I've ever seen, and I've seen some pretty bad customer service. And he's saying he's a company that has several people that work for him, but again, if there are people that work for him, and there are people in all the main countries that he sells his stuff in that work for him, then why isn't somebody answering the issues of why there's so many issues with the website? Why are people having their accounts hacked that they've used to purchase the items with? Why is it when they're trying to get information or trying to get a refund or whatever, they're not getting any response until they literally kick off, and then he'll eventually respond after a long time. Right. His company type is registered as SIC, and it's under the numbers of, and what I will do is I will get the company registration. Kuckian. Right. This is the registration of the company. It was incorporated in February. On February 27th, the first account made up to 28th of February 2018, which is next February, and due by 27th of November next year. First statement date 26th of February next year, and it was due by the 12th of March next year. Right. This is the bit that you need to pay attention to. I will zoom it in so you can see this bit here. Nature of business SIC 4645 0. Wholesale of perfume and cosmetics 47750. Retail for cosmetic and toilet articles in specialized stores. He's not registered to manufacture. He's not registered to create anything. I don't know if the girl was paid or if the account is actually run by John. Let's have a look at him. I have no idea. I have no idea. I really don't know. Zemsky, I really don't know. Anything is possible at the minute with John, as you know full well. Because I know you're one of the people that sort of gave me a nod on a few things, which I appreciate. So thank you. But yeah, it does my head in. Sorry, it does. It winds me up. He's not registered to create or manufacture anything, but yet he's the one that's come up with the formula. He's the one that's manufactured these items. He's the one that's manufactured this to make sure it's everything that he wants it to be for his fans, but his company isn't registered for manufacturing. So how can he manufacture when he's not registered for manufacturing? And especially when he was manufacturing them, they were made in his kitchen. And also there is this tweet, which I think you'll find very, very interesting. I will pop it down 1 second. Okay, got the wrong one again. Here it is. This is the one I was after. Alright. This is a tweet by Dog. As if it couldn't get any worse for John. I think I found proof that Kuckian is private labelling, which I think we've pretty much all figured out by now. Let me preface this by saying I work in the legal system and have dealt with licensing and registry affairs, not only in the US States, but only in the United States. So anyone well versed in UK licensing laws is welcome to correct me if I'm wrong. I looked up the licensure for Kuckian Cosmetics. In the UK, companies must report to a standard industry classification for economic activities they engage in. This helps the government keep track of industry and measure economic activities. Kuckian Cosmetics Limited was incorporated in February 2017 with the codes that I've mentioned, which can be found on the filing tabs on the above linked website. The code identifies known as wholesale for perfume, which we've already gone through. The context of the essay: wholesale for resale, sale without transformation. Retail sale is for resale without transformation of new and used goods, mainly to the general public. Emphasis added. Each respective SIC code only pertains to the sale of products without transformation. This means the product is already manufactured and the business is selling the product that's already made without transforming the product in any way. To manufacture a product, a business must be clarification of SIC code 20420, manufacture of perfumes and toilet preparations, which includes cosmetics. So in layman's terms, John's Kuckian Cosmetics is not classified to manufacture cosmetics. It is only classified to sell already made cosmetics without transforming them. If he is manufacturing them, he is doing so in violation of UK licensing law. If he isn't manufacturing them, which is widely suspected, he is misrepresenting that he is. Again, please feel free to correct me if anyone is well versed in the subject and finds that I'm off base. This is entirely based on my own research and interpreting of UK licensing. Now, for the most part, UK and American licensing is very similar, so I can't see him being far off. So he's either lying or he's breaking the law. And in this respect, even if he's just lying, it is in direct violation of trading standards, which is very similar to the FDA in this country, here in the UK. So, right. Don't worry, I haven't got much left. I've only got a couple of points left to make because I can't stay up too late because I've got a busy day tomorrow. Okay. Now, the other two are a little bit more, well, they're not more serious, but they're things that people didn't realise until recently. Now, one of the things that Kuckian says on his website is that he is taking the profits of any of the cosmetics he sells and puts them into a foundation called Kuckian Foundation. Now, this is the register of charities here in the UK, which the charity would have to be registered here in the UK, as was the business. Now, the business is registered. There isn't I don't think there's a registration for the publication, but I wouldn't know where to look. Now, I've just done this twice, but I'll do it again. Right. Search for guidelines. I'm just typing into the keywords Kuckian. Your search has produced no results. What? So, there is no Kuckian Foundation. I'm sorry if when I breathe the air is going through the mic and annoying you. I can't help that. I have a shitty mic. So there's no foundation for charities, and the money is probably, all profits are probably just going to go into his pockets. And if he has bought these through private labelling, which the vast majority of us think he is, then he is making a lot of profit, because I don't think he has the amount of staff he's trying to make us think he has. Right. Publication. He said he's also setting up a newsletter. I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. In respect to anything along these lines, he's saying that the publication will showcase the makeup of There Has Been a Charity Still Pocket. Yeah. Yeah, very true. Had there been a charity, he'd still pocket 80% minimum, knowing how he is. That's what he did with. That's probably what he did with the ringtones, because he never proved it. He never showed any proof. So, but the publication is supposed to showcase the makeup brands and the makeup artists that he sees as inspirational. Now, there is one lass who posted on Twitter that she'd been contacted by somebody from Kuckian Cosmetics saying that they wanted to showcase her, and she went, no thanks. And I think that's going to happen a lot, because he's put so much of the vast majority of the people in the makeup world can't stand him, and a lot of that is due to the way he's ripped apart makeup gurus. Now, I don't watch many makeup gurus. I just don't. It's nothing against them personally. They're just not my cup of tea. But I'm not the type of person that would go online and talk shit about them. The only time I talk shit about people is when they've done something wrong. I said that before, and I'll say it again. I only talk about you if you do something wrong. That's it. I don't talk about you if you've done nothing wrong. Don't bother me at all. If you've done something wrong, then I'll talk about you. That's it. I'm not a drama channel. That's simple. But because he's a drama channel and he talks shit about everybody in the makeup community, and then he's expecting to be able to showcase makeup artists when he's talked shit about so many, it isn't going to work. So, should the publication ever come to fruition, and considering the company registration only lasts for a year, or just over a year, we'll have to wait and see on that one. And whether, if it ever does, whether he does actually manage to get a couple of people that want to be involved in the publication, we'll have to wait and see. Now, there's his behaviour, which is pretty bad. He's threatened to sue Margot just because she contacted the venue, and because she's supposedly stalking him and harassing him and slandering him. Like I said, by that logic, then Jeffree Star and several others can sue you. He's threatened to sue Peter because Peter's saying that John's contacted him for that John's, he's threatened to sue Peter for a variety of reasons. He's left nasty messages on his videos. Go to Peter Moon's Facebook and you will see exactly what I mean. And also go to his video because I think he talks about it in his video. He was silent on the week of release, which is unusual. I'll use myself as a perfect example. I use Jeffree Star as a perfect example. When he has an item that is due to be released, and he's releasing, say, some new lip shades, he will hit every form of social media multiple times a day to ensure everybody knows what's coming, how to buy it, when it's going to be live, etc. They know all that. He was silent after the release because of the issues with the website, because of the issues with the venue. He was silent for like 3 or 4 days, which is unusual, very unusual. And he didn't come. Nobody saw him online for, I think it was 4 or 5 days. Like I say, very unusual. When he does come online, he's more talking about other people's shit than his own. He won't answer the questions people have for him. When people put questions on his videos asking him for when's my item going to be delivered, why is customer service being crap, blah 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 blah, or why are you threatening this person, he's just deleting messages. He's not even responding to them. It's just bye, gone. And it's probably not even him that's doing it. He'll probably have somebody moderating his comments. He should answer the questions and people's fears over the safety of the items, because people have the right to be worried and concerned. Makeup goes on your face, and the majority of your sensory organs are on your face. Your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your lips. So, you kind of need this. And for people to think, oh, those that have put it on to me are very brave. And I just hope none of them have had severely allergic reactions like Daniela has. Especially with it being made in the People's Republic of China. He will not inform us, let us know of the company of origin of the items, so we can't check to make sure we're 100% that those items aren't tested on animals. There's a high chance that they aren't, but without knowing the origin company for sure, we can't know. You know what I mean? And also, he's acting like a petulant child, thinking that ignoring it will make it go away. He's deleting comments on any of his videos and only allows comments from those people kissing his ass. And he's acting like a spoiled child. And he's like, Margot's striking my family, Margot's doing this. And he's literally throwing a paddy. And it's like, are you for real? Are you seriously going to talk like that? And act like a child? It's absolutely asinine that he's running a company, he's the CEO of a company, and he's acting this way. If the CEO of the main company that I used to work for years ago ever acted like that, he wouldn't be a fraction of the businessman that he is now. To be a good businessman, you've got to at least have some form of business know-how, and John is quickly becoming another villain of YouTube, much like Onision. So there are lots of issues with John. The fact that he's against private labelling, but yet a lot of us are of the opinion that he is private labelling. Put it past him. But yet he kicks off about people private labelling all the time. Right, I'm going to stop ranting now and go to bed because it's It is 20 to midnight here now, and I have to be up at 7. So I'm going to head to bed. My mum's downstairs watching telly, and my husband's at work. So, good night, guys. I will probably see you Tuesday for a live stream, and we are going to discuss Cavos', one of Cavos' videos. So, stay safe, be good, have fun, and I will see you on Tuesday.